So, Amit, have you ever thought about what 4.2 million can get you on the ocean in Sunny Isles?
No, but I'm pretty excited. What can you get, Jade?
Well, there's this new project, since that is our theme of our Zooms right now. There's a new project in Sunny Isles, the St. Regis Residences. If you're getting confused, that's because there is already a St. Regis in Belle Harbor, and St. Regis has also launched a project in Brickell. But this St. Regis is two twin towers that are oceanfront, and they start at 4.2 million and go up from there.
So where exactly is it? Do you know like more or less what buildings surround it?
Yeah, so there is, well, let me think one second because I was in there the other day. I was in there yesterday. There is this building that is it next to Armani? Hold on. Yes. Do you know where the Armani building is in Sunny Isles? So
Yes.
on the south side of Armani, you have this, I don't even know the name of the building. It's white and orange building. It's like orange stripes on the side. Then it has this big, like almost like a chateau looking thing in at the top of it. So there's a big lot right next to that. And that is to the south side of that orange and white building. And that's where the two towers are going.
So like for those people that don't know exactly where that is, a lot of people know where Porsche Design Tower is, right?
Yeah.
Do you know how far that would be from here? Probably pretty close, right?
Yeah. I mean, like a couple of blocks. It's right, it's on the same strip.
Okay, cool. So tell me, 4.2, what am I getting for 4.2? And you know what, before that, St. Regis, I've heard so much about it, and if you had to say like 1 to 5 stars, like for like service and just quality of work, what would St. Regis be?
Like a six.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah.
it's exceptional.
Exactly. Yeah, going above and beyond, kind of like classic luxury, um, next level. Probably something you're not going to find a 25-year-old like me in or living there. Not yet, unless I don't know. But very,
Didn't
very.
you, I'm gonna interrupt you. Didn't you rent a condo in St. Regis for like 80K a month,
I
80,000?
did, but that was the St. Regis in Belle Harbor. So
Right?
that St. Regis is actually, I want to say like from the late 2000s, like maybe 2009 or so. And it's a great location because it's in Belle Harbor, but a lot of people walk in there and the lobby is very dark. It doesn't have that like open, airy, bright feeling that a lot of people like in Miami. And it's not like that clean, modern glass look. But with the new towers, because there are two, that's what they're going for.
So tell me more about the project. It sounds intriguing.
So it's two, the towers are going to be 62 stories. So imagine like my building is 53, right? Or 54. Um, and imagine that plus, like, let's say plus 10 stories on the ocean.
Wow.
That's really, really, really tall. So it's funny because when you go to the beach in Sunny Isles, um, in the afternoon, like right around now, you can't get any sun because these buildings are so tall that you only get little like strips of sun in between. But yeah, so this is going to be, it's funny because we spoke about Aria Reserve, or did we speak about Aria Reserve? I don't know, but we should if we haven't. And those are
I
the
think we
tallest
did.
twin towers here. Oh, we did? Okay. So those are the tallest twin towers here. Waterfront, and these, it's funny because they're not really twin towers because one's larger than the other, but twin, maybe not identical, but what's the other word for twins when they're not
Fraternal.
fraternal? Yeah. So they're fraternal twins on the ocean. So 490 units altogether.
I'm going to
And
interrupt you a second. So, for those of you that don't know, like 62 stories, if I'm not mistaken, like a famous building in Miami is 1000 Museum by Zaha Hadid. If I'm not mistaken, I think that building is 62 stories, and that would be comparable, I guess, but oceanfront, right?
yes, so 1,000 Museum is 60 is, it's funny because it says online 60, but it's actually 62, but probably because of the 13th floor thing. You know how they don't do the 13th
Right,
floor?
right, right.
And then like the first floor, sometimes they count it as 1 and 2, so it could actually be, but yeah, it is 62. So the same size, but that's downtown. Like picture that monster like on the sand. That's and 2 of them.
That's amazing.
So that's really, really, really big. So one of the towers is going to be the St. Regis Sunny Isles Beach. So you can buy in either tower, right? And that's more like the hotel tower. And then I'm not sure the rental restrictions. I'm still trying to find out since it's such like a new project. And then the second building is the residences, the St. Regis Residences. And I actually, do I have a picture? Wait, how do I drag the photo? No, it should do that, right? How does one share their screen?
So the photo is, so where do you have the photo?
On my desktop.
Okay, so what I would do is email yourself and then open up that attachment in Gmail and then share your screen from Chrome.
Yeah, but how do I? There we go. Aha. Oh, you could do a whiteboard?
Yeah,
Oh,
but I don't know how to do that.
I have to grant permissions. What? Because it's a new computer. They restarted my computer. Do you
Do you
want
want to
me
send
to?
it to me?
Yeah. Because it's cool because it looks like a surfboard.
Oh, nice.
I'm actually going to send it. Do you have WhatsApp on your computer or no?
I do, but if you send it to me um, on Chrome, I can share my screen easier if unless it's like too big.
Okay, just sent it. So they don't have renderings of the interior yet, which is kind of a bummer because I know they're going to
Okay.
be beautiful. But they do have one little tiny rendering of the lobby area. So I sent that to you.
Oh, nice. Okay. So
It's 435 feet on the sand, which
oh
is a
wow,
lot.
that's a lot, right?
Yeah, it's a lot. And the 2 bedrooms are 2,000. They start at 2,100 square feet. So they're monster 2 bedrooms. Like that's double the size of my 2 bedroom easily. Yeah, almost. And that starts at 4.2.
Okay, I'm gonna figure out which picture. Did you send them in order which needs to be shown first?
No.
Okay, so let me share and then we can go from there. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. Yep. So doesn't
Okay.
it kind of look like a surfboard?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like one surfboard is heavier than the other surfboard, I
Yeah,
guess.
one's a skinny surfboard and one's a not skinny surfboard. And then you see the orange building that I was talking to you right to the north of it on the right hand
Yeah,
side. Yeah. So and then if you go one over, you're at Armani. So
nice.
I mean, but look how big the land is. Like that's a lot of acreage underneath.
You know, it's funny if you look at the height of it compared to the ones around it, it's like incredible.
Yeah. I mean, it's really kind of breathtaking, I think, at least.
Yeah, so let me see if there's another photo. That's it, right?
Yeah, this is part of it. So this is the amenity deck or the rendering of the amenity deck, right? So it wouldn't be Miami if you didn't have like 4 pools, right?
And it looks like they connect, right? So that's cool.
Yeah, yeah, yep. The amenities.
It's almost like you're at a resort,
Yeah, well, I guess, if they have the hotel section, then they kind of want
right?
it to be.
Let me see, is the other picture. And this, oh, that's
Yeah, that's the
amazing
rent.
view.
Yeah. So have you ever been to the Jade Signature? It kind of feels like that when you
Yeah.
walk in because you could see the water right away, which I love. Because in like Armani, it's not. It's like you're walking in, it's like a wall. It doesn't make any sense. But this is kind of like the fresh, you know, Miami
Is there
feel.
more than those three, or those are the three?
There was one more. It shows like the
Oh,
sun.
okay. Oh, okay.
Oh, that
Cool.
one. Yeah, and then that's the Armani. You see like in the background how the like pretty one, is that right? That's Armani right there. And that's new, right? So like look how high Armani is, and then look how much higher um these are going. Like that's really tall.
That's amazing. And so like basically at 4 million, 4.2 million, and today's date is, what's the date? April 12th, 2022. We say these prices and then like stuff has gone up significantly since then, and they're like, hey, you said 4.2 and I remember like when we sold, when you were selling like a lot of quadros, they
Oh
started
yeah.
off like in the threes and then people are like a year later,
Oh,
I want to get one of
you
those.
said 400. I'm like, yeah, no, it's like 580 now.
Right.
That's like the good thing about buying pre-construction, especially in this market, is that you can still get a decent deal. And it's different because when you make the offer with a developer, it's, I mean, unless you're doing some crazy payment plan or something, they're most likely going to accept it because they don't negotiate the prices anymore. So that's the price you pay. If it says 4.2 and you want a 2-bedroom, 2,100 square feet in the St. Regis in 2026, you're paying 4.2 right now. That's it. And so it kind of makes the deal easier because there's no like silly back and forth egos. We're not doing this deal over $1,000, which neither party really cares about. So it makes it a lot easier in the sense of like getting to a resolution because it's either you pay it or you don't. And you're not competing with 10 people for the same unit because when you have the unit and you write the reservation and make the deposit, it comes off and it's yours, right? So like something on the market that there's 10 people writing offers on, the price is getting pushed up and pushed up. That doesn't happen because they don't need to do that, right? They're selling out of a building pre-construction. So I still am a big believer in pre-construction for a deal right now because it's hard to get a good deal. Initially, when the single family home market took off, I was like, oh, go to condos. Now I'm like, oh, go to pre-construction because where else are you going to find not as much back and forth, right? Or something that you can lock in now and have a higher price in the future. Essentially, is what you're doing.
Yeah, and another thing that I wanted to touch on too is like in this market, in this crazy market in Miami, if someone is buying a $4.2 million property, just say they're looking to spend 4 million, the odds are it's going to probably sell for more than 4 million, maybe 4.2,
Yeah.
and they're probably not going to be able to get inspections.
Oh
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
they're probably going to have to waive inspections. But compare that to you have a new construction and you're having multiple inspections, a punch list, everything to make sure it's perfect. Getting something brand new and perfect compared to getting something, for lack of a better word, used with no inspections. It makes a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Because then you can tell the developer like, hey, this is the list. We have to do this, that, and they'll do it. I've done those a bunch of times and they actually get it done, which is nice because when you do an inspection and something that's already, been built and stuff like that, you don't know. Most sellers are definitely not giving you anything right now. So it's nice to have like some, I don't know, some accountability. The other thing that's pretty cool about the St. Regis is they're going to have 1,000 parking spaces.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I know only the bigger units, like they're not like it's not 100% concrete yet since it's so new. But either the three, definitely the 4 bedrooms will have an assigned parking, but everything else is valet. But since there are 1,000 parking spots, I'm sure that you'd be able to have 2 cars, right? Wouldn't that make sense?
Right. Another thing about pre-construction that maybe some people may not know is when you buy new construction, you get a year warranty from the developer that comes with it.
Yep.
So just another thing, a peace of mind. Um, and so like for people that don't know Sunny Isles, Jade, I know you and Will did a video on Sunny Isles, a funny
While ago.
video.
Yeah.
How would you describe Sunny Isles to someone that doesn't know it?
Clean. It's very clean. When I was there yesterday, I just kept looking at the sand and I was like, it is so much cleaner than Miami Beach, regular just Miami Beach. The water is really blue there. Like there's not like garbage. It's just like a really clean place. Um, It is very high end. Um, it's a safe place. It's a lot of like vacation people here, half and half. You get a lot of international people there as well. Um, Good mix. It wouldn't be for someone that needs to be in the city or like nightlife because I mean, yes, you can go to like Miami Beach and things like that. But when you're in Sunny Isles, it's almost like its own enclave and you want to stay there. So it's really for someone that wants like peace and tranquility, wants to be on the beach. That's why you go.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe if you're in Sunny Isles, maybe the furthest south you'll typically go to would be maybe like Surfside or Bell Harbor. You're
Yeah,
not
exactly.
you're not looking to go to South Beach and live in
Yeah,
Sunny Isles.
it's too far and like you don't need to. Right. So when we were going up there yesterday, my client said to me on the way over, I said, "Why the heck am I going all the way to Sunny Isles?" Because he was in Edgewater, staying in Edgewater, and then he got there and he said, "Now I know why I was going to Sunny Isles, but now I don't want to go back." You know, so like once you get there, it's kind of like a destination. Like you get there and you want to stay there and just kind of be there, right? And all the buildings there, even if it's not St. Regis, like some of the other beautiful, you know, the Ritz Carlton, which was just finished there, and um, even the stuff that's not brand new, right? Like even Jade Beach and Jade Ocean or Jade Signature, they're all beautiful buildings. It has some of the nicest buildings in Miami. Porsche Tower is there, the Bentley is going there, you know, because we need another car building. Um, so very uh it's a very unique place, but it's definitely like a nice little paradise, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And what's nice is not too far away is Aventura too, where you
Yeah.
can do a lot more things if you choose to do that, but you don't have to. Obviously, it's far enough where you're not right there, but you have a lot of shopping options, dining, and everything else. So let's get back into the project.
Yeah.
Tell me more about it.
So private elevators into each residence, which is nice now because that's become such a new thing here in Miami. A lot of my clients would be like, "Oh, this doesn't have a private elevator," or "Oh, I have to share my elevator for her." I'm like, "You are so spoiled!" Like, that's why when at Brickell Flatiron, I was there today, and it's so weird because they don't have the private elevator in such a nice building, the private foyers, and I'm always like, "Why didn't they do that?" But they do have the nicest elevators. So, um, but regardless, the private elevator is super nice because you can keep your stuff in the foyer and like your shoes and like some storage stuff out there. And it gives you privacy. And it's kind of like an extension of the living area. I have a private foyer and I don't even shut my door ever. I mean, there's like 18 levels to get into my building, so I'm not really concerned about people coming in. But like sometimes I can't even get up. But it's nice because it's like extra space, right? And who doesn't want more space?
So like with the, is it like decorator ready or how's it finished?
I am not 100% sure if they're doing flooring yet, but I can tell you,
I would think it has flooring, but just my
yeah,
guess.
I can tell you that most of the new developments are doing flooring because a lot of people don't want to come in and do them. Um, so
We'll say like 75% chance.
I'm just looking, yeah, I would say probably 75% chance. I was just looking at something and it said that there's no hotel on the premises, that I didn't read that before. Um, so I'm still finding out about the towers because it is so new and they don't have renderings of the units yet. But I'm assuming there has to be some difference between the north and south tower. Um, I know that they started to sell the south tower first, but we'll have to come back to that because I'm not exactly sure what it is, um, because there's no hotel there and no transient rentals.
Yeah, so I think like the viewers that are watching, what we pride ourselves on is getting you the information quicker than others. It's not about making the cleanest video, having the best production quality. We're just trying to get you the info so you can make the most money. And
Yeah.
like for those of you that like the content, obviously you can reach out to Jade, and as it comes in, she can get you the stuff. But usually the people that wait the longest to make a decision, what happens to them?
Well, they get the worst deal,
Right.
right?
Or they
Especially,
don't get any deal, right?
oh yeah, well, they don't get any deal, but they end up paying more. But especially in pre-construction, this is you have to move. If you don't move, somebody else will. And then next time you call, it's going to be 4.6, right? The starting point. So it's really a game of speed. And what's cool about pre-construction that so many people forget is that you do a reservation, right? To essentially take the unit off the market, you pay your deposit. And then you have up until from the reservation to the contract, actually 15 days after the contract, to make a real decision and say, am I going to move forward or not? And if not, you get your deposit back. That's it. You don't have to move forward. But you've taken the unit off the market prior to them increasing the price, because that's what developers do as time goes on and as more get reserved. So it's kind of like a no-brainer if you are with any pre-construction project, whether it's an Airbnb, which everyone loves, or whether it's something really exquisite like the St. Regis. It it is very wise to just reserve it and then make the decision later, because it's refundable and you're getting a better price now.
Yeah, the best way I could like compare it is, say you're buying a $4 million property. It's a resale. It's not new construction, and out of like 50 offers, yours gets accepted. You have that inspection period. You give your escrow deposit within, a day or 3 days or however long it is, and then you have the inspection period to cancel. So this would be something, I guess, similar, even though you're not doing an inspection, but you can cancel at any time during that small period, and then you can get your deposit back.
Yeah. One of the other cool things, there are two other things that kind of stood out to me because we go over a lot of pre-construction projects. There's going to be a car wash, which I love because it's always in Miami. So I was like, where do I get my car washed? I need it washed. I need it washed. Especially if you're in a condo and you have it in the garage, it gets dirty. So that's something I love. I also love that they have what is it called? Guest suites in each tower. So like if you have family coming to visit, or whoever it is, friends, or a boyfriend or girlfriend that you don't like too much, no, but they can rent the unit, like a guest suite. They have that at the Ritz-Carlton too in Sunny Isles. And it's really nice because then, you can invite them over to your space and get a dinner and all that stuff, but then like they go and sleep down there. So it gives you like a little bit of privacy, especially if you're like a family or something, right?
So share with me a little bit more about that. I so say I'm your friend, I'm with my wife, we have dinner with you guys, and
Mhm.
we have drinks, and we're like, okay, we're gonna stay here rather, than drive home or
Yeah,
whatever we do. Then it's basically like a hotel. I rent.
yeah.
Uh, okay.
And they typically do a really good price. They obviously don't have the prices set right now, but I remember like in the Ritz Carlton. I mean, because you can't get a Ritz Carlton for that kind of price, and it was, or at least not anywhere close to that level. I think it was like 350 or 400 a night, and it's a beautiful like real room. And you're staying in the same building, and they obviously have access because they're your guest, right? So you get a set number of guest uses per year. That's kind of how it works. Um, and they can stay there, family, friends, whoever.
Okay, cool. So what would you say separates this project from some others? If someone is thinking about spending, like, I don't know, from 4 million to like $6 million, what do you think? Why should they buy this?
Well, I think that, I mean, obviously the brand, we love brands here. But I think the St. Regis brand is really strong. I think the detail that's going to go into the project, but more than the project, the management, like the team, like the concierge, things like that, will be of that kind of, Four Seasons level. And they're going to have like a butler service and things like that. And it's not that they can, spin this and say that they're going to do it and not, because the property is going to be managed by uh, the St. Regis like administrative staff. So they're bringing in their own brand. So they have to maintain kind of that level of quality. Um, and so you have that, but you also have, I would say, like the location and the beach in Sunny Isles is kind of unbeatable. And you're in the most beautiful, project. I think it's one of the nicest like renderings, and I prefer this over the Bentley think it's a little like too flashy. This is more like a classic luxury. It's one of the most beautiful projects to come to Sunny Isles, I think, even though a couple have my name, Jade. But yeah, so you're getting the location, you're getting the St. Regis level in your house, right? And you're, I mean, unbeatable amenities, the everything, the 24/7 ballet, the gyms, the pools, the spas, they're gonna have a bar in the pool. So it's really like living in a resort.
So for those of people that aren't that familiar with St. Regis, in the past, how quickly do St. Regis projects sell? Do they sell out quickly? Is it average? Is it below average?
No, I would say very quickly. And the reason for that is so like the one in Brickell is selling also very quickly. It's a good area. In Brickell, it's South Brickell. And a lot of people if they love the brand, they'll just buy it. It's similar to the Amenity Residences that they're building in next to Faina, and that developer actually didn't market that. It was just he sold it to his family and friends, and they never saw floor plans, never saw renderings. They just said, okay, I'll spend 10 million on it. I'm on because I trust the brand. So with such a strong brand as St. Regis, I think it's definitely going to sell fast. Typically the higher the price point, the slower it sells. But I do think that this one will probably be in maybe like a year timeline max, because you have to sell 2 towers.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a ton of units. And the good thing about it is surrounding projects are in that same price point. It's not like you're trying to get 4 million in a neighborhood of, 2 million. You're getting
Yeah.
4 million in a neighborhood of 6, 8, 10, 15, 20 million dollar properties selling there.
Yeah. So you're about 2,000 a square foot for people from New York that love to do the price per square foot thing that I am now doing because so many of my clients do it. So when you compare it to like Jade's Signature, which is like 1,800 a foot, or don't even compare it to the Four Seasons because that is insane. That's like 35. It's net crazy, super expensive. But it's really not that much of a difference between what is already there and maybe a little bit older or not with such a strong brand, because look how much the Four Seasons and Surfside, how the price per square foot of that compared to, I don't know, like Porsche, right? Or something like that. The brand really does help in the resale.
Huge,
Really,
right? We're seeing more and more just it's a huge difference. Otherwise, we wouldn't have Porsche, Bentley, Armani, Fendi, all these other ones.
yeah. I mean, there's a reason, right?
Totally. And the good thing about it, it's not just with these really, really high-end brands, like I just mentioned, they're not just licensing their name and just putting like the badge on the building or whatever.
Yeah.
They're super picky with the developers that they choose to create the building. In fact, you may not know this, Jade. So there's a huge construction company. The company's name is Coastal Construction,
Mhm.
and they built like Porsche design. They built a ton of things. And one of my friends in high school, a good friend of mine, his dad owns the company.
Oh,
So
wow.
I've seen from nothing, and they're super picky with all these things. Um, but anyways, with this project, when are they going to start taking reservations and stuff, or have they already?
They've started already, and it's, as I think I said, it's going to be ready in roughly 4 years. So if you compare that to some of the other pre-construction projects, I keep doing product versus project, keep messing up here, that are like 2 to 3. It's interesting to see the extra year, and I just see that as they're going to build it to such a level of not level height, because there are other projects that are 60 stories that are not going to take that long. But there's a lot of care and detail in each aspect of the project, as opposed to just something going up, another tower, boom. No, they're really, planning on going through it.
And I've seen like with these projects that take a little bit longer, just like how technology changes so much. Sometimes they're able to update things and make it even better, like going forward. So it's a benefit. It's like getting your iPhone today or in like 3 or 4 years. It's gonna
Yeah, you're
be
going to probably get
much
it today and in 3 years because
right,
you're
right, both.
so.
So anything else you have to say about this project or the market or anything else?
I mean, the market's crazy. But I really do wholeheartedly believe that pre-construction is probably the best bet in this market. If you can do it and if you can wait, if you can wait, hold a rental or something like that and buy pre-construction, I really think that's the best route, even if you're paying a little bit more in rent. Um, just because it is extremely competitive to get a deal, to get accepted on something that is uh, already built.
Yeah, so the last thing I wanted to say is we do these videos and a lot of times the properties are pretty expensive, but I don't want you guys to think that that's all we deal with, right? If you're not buying a new construction property and say you're in New York and you want to buy like a 500K condo in Brickell or wherever you want to buy it, we can help you, especially Jade. Jade knows more about condos. Her education has improved like dramatically over the last 3 years, right?
I live
Um,
in a condo, so yeah.
so yeah, so we can help you in anything. And if you're a seller and you need to sell your place first to move to get this pre-construction, because we're also getting besides the people out of town that are buying stuff, obviously New York, California, and New Jersey, and some of these other areas, we're also getting empty nesters that are buying these properties where their kids are going to college now and they lived in maybe Coral Gables or Pinecrest or somewhere else and
Yeah.
now they still want the square footage, but they don't need the yard, and we're getting those type of
It's a
buyers
lot
as
to
well.
maintain, right? To the roof and like who, I mean, after a certain point, who wants to deal with that anymore? Um, yeah. So
Yeah, totally. So Jade, as always, we have your information there, but how long would it take for them to probably get more information about this project?
I mean, when I say like I'm really with all these developers, I am messaging them every day. Like for the video we did last week, or 2 weeks ago, that project still hasn't been released, and I've been messaging them every day. Hey, I have people that want it. Send me the reservation. So I am on them at least like one time a day, sometimes more, to get more information on it as it comes out. Because the faster you can get the information, the faster a client can make a decision and better chances they have of getting a good price, right? So I would say every day it's kind of updating and I'm getting more info on it. And any of the questions you guys have, you could just reach out to me. Feel free to message me on Instagram at Jade Kalbacker, and Amit is going to put that below.
Yes, and so as you were talking, I was thinking about like a future video that we're going to do, which I guess you just found out about. I think we should do a video like on different price points. Like, so say someone who wants to buy in Miami and they want to spend 500 or less, where should they buy? If they want to spend 1 million or less, where should they buy? Like
Yeah.
what project, what building and stuff. Does that sound like something you're
Yeah.
comfortable doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks guys for joining us. And as long, our videos are very long, and if you made it till the end, you know, you know us better than the people that didn't.
Good for you.
It's amazing how many people actually get to the end. So
I
we
know. I
are
know.
very grateful.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
All right.